Hello, everyone. Greetings of the day. I'm Dr. Mona Gupta. I carry with me an experience of 2 decades in the field of school education. Lastly, I headed School of Education, Lingyas Vidyapeeth, deemed to be university. Before I start presenting my paper, I would like to share a small story with all of you. Imagine a ship at a sea that is in trouble. The lights keep going out, engine is faltering, rudder is unreliable, first mate is drunk, crew is very demoralized, service is appalling, passengers on the ship are very dissatisfied. Then a new captain and a first mate are flown in by helicopter. Everything changes, crew morale is lifted, service improves, engine is fixed, rudder is fixed, lights stay on. Everything seems fine. but the still but the ship is still headed in the wrong direction. As organizations and its constituents suffer, an organization and its constituents suffer if the decision maker is not in a position to or does not make sound decisions. Hence, the importance of proper decision making. The concept is even more relevant in the field of education institutions, more so at the secondary level, because it directly connects with and affects the future generation, which is so very important for the well-being of any nation. Now, rationale of my study is when I am talking about the ship which is in trouble, is I am talking about school education system. The captain of the ship which is flown in by helicopter is the school leader. The crew which is demoralized is the teachers, and the passengers on the ship are the students of the school. Now, the effectiveness of every Indian school, as evaluated by Education Indicators of United Nations Development Program, UNDP, has shown that as a whole, Indian education still lacks competitive capacity at an international level. Teaching in India has been observed too often be rather disciplinary and textbook based, which has led to a neglect of more systematic approach to study causes and solutions. This obviates the need for substantial transformation of how education leaders and participants look at systems and processes. Such transformations require releasing existing assumptions and beliefs through experiential processes, allowing for evolution of education processes rather than the creation of new ones. Apart from this, there are fundamental quality issues with school education, which includes inefficiency of system, deficiency of dynamic leaders, and inadequately prepared teachers. Now, there is a need of studying professional growth of teachers as they are the front runners in imparting required education to the students to help them get prepared for higher studies and also for making them a better human beings. Now, if we look at the national level, the same situation is cited by NEP 2020 also. Now, this document also talks about Sustainable Development Goals, which is SDG 4, which has been adopted by India for the quality and equitable education for all. For ensuring this goal, there is a need of reconfiguring the entire education system, including quality of teacher education, which includes their morale also. Now, NEP also talks about professional growth of teachers, their professional growth development. Now, if we look at the international level, HDR 2020 cites India has been categorized as a medium human development country with a rank of 131 under Quality Human Development Index of HDR 2020. It also quotes that the percentage of primary school teachers who have received minimum organized teacher training, pre-service or in-service, required for teaching at primary level in India is only 70%. That means 30% of primary teachers are not trained in an organized way. According to Thales 2013 Teaching and Learning International Survey, professional development program aims to develop the skills, knowledge, and dispositions of individual teachers, and in addition, they can enhance schools' capacity for organizational change and improvement. Now, keeping all these factors in my mind, my study is an attempt to find out whether dynamic leaders develop dynamic teachers. This research studies the decision-making styles of principals and its relationship with teachers' professional growth. 54 principals they constituent the sample for this study, and 216 teachers, they also constituent the sample of this study. So the basic keywords are the decision-making styles, heuristic decision-making style, routine decision-making style, compromise, and teachers' professional growth. These are the opinions which I've already discussed about the study. The main objectives of my study is, number one, to find out the decision-making styles of principals. Number two, to study the professional growth of teachers. And third was to study the relationship between teachers' professional growth and principals' decision-making styles. Standardized decision-making style situation test prepared by N. Muthaiya, 1984, was administered on principals, and decision-making styles as suggested by Liebum and Ho, 1974, have been taken as the basis for the study. Heuristic, routine, and compromise. These styles seem to be more comprehensive. Standardized professional growth scale for teachers developed by W.N. John, 1994, was administered on the teachers. There are 9 districts in Delhi. From each district, 3 government and 3 private schools were chosen. That makes a sum of 27 private and 27 government schools. All the principals of these schools were chosen as a sample. So that makes a sum of 54 principals. From each school, 2 TGTs and 2 PGTs were selected, which makes a sum of 216 teachers. That makes a sample for the teachers' professional growth. For hypothesis 1, which states there is no significant difference in decision-making styles of principals between government and private schools, it was found that the mean scores of principals following heuristic style of decision-making is higher in private schools than that of government schools. So this hypothesis was rejected. For hypothesis number 2, which states there is no significant difference in the mean scores of professional growth of teachers between government and private schools. It was observed that the private school teachers with total mean score of 3.94 have more professional growth as compared to government school teachers with a mean of 3.71. So this hypothesis was rejected. For the third hypothesis, which states there is no significant relationship between the decision-making styles of principals and professional growth of teachers, it was observed that heuristic decision-making styles of principals, when all the schools were taken together, government and private, it has a positive relationship with teachers' professional growth. Routine decision-making style has a negative relationship. Compromise decision-making style has no significant relationship with teachers' professional growth. So third hypothesis was partially rejected. The main implications and suggestions. Principles of the schools should be conveyed about the decision-making style they should adopt for providing healthy atmosphere for better teaching learning activities. Consequently, it aids in teachers' professional growth. Heuristic style was found to be positively related with healthy development of teachers' professional growth. So efforts should be made so that the principals of schools may adopt this style of decision making to achieve desirable improvement in educational scenario. And now the implications for the teachers. Teachers should increase their knowledge and capability and acquire up-to-date knowledge throughout their teaching career. This has more significance as teachers' professional growth and well-being is directly related to principals' decision-making style. This is also desirable as teachers are the front runners in imparting required education to students to help them get prepared for higher studies and also for preparing them a better human being. These are the few references which have been used in the paper. In case you have any questions, kindly post the same at the email given below. Thank you.